It is March 31st, which means that it's time to pick my April book of the month. I haven't looked at them yet, so we're gonna pick them together. I'm going to start screen recording now and through book of the month books together. So the first one says it's a book of the month exclusive and you can't find it anywhere else in the US or Canada, so that's cool. It's called The Sun Was Electric Light by Rachel Morton. It's a literary fiction. So normally when I get my book of the month book, I just pick the mystery. I don't really look at all the other books, but since I've been reading some more just like plain fiction books recently, we're gonna take a look at all. Disillusioned with her life in New York, Ruth returns to a lake town in Guatemala where she had been happy a decade earlier. There in Panajachel, she meets two very different women, the calm and practical Emily and the turbulent and intoxicating Carmen. So fun fact, in high school, my high school really like pushed for exchange programs, so we had like multiple different like 2-week exchange programs with like various countries, and I was doing some like global engagement thing, and so I tried to start my own exchange program, and it was with a school in Panajachel, Guatemala. The program ended up not working out because right when my school's group was going to travel there, the travel warning changed, so the Board of Education like vetoed that, but did meet some cool people, like talked to some cool people trying to set that up, so that is a bit enticing. Moving on. Passion project to romance. I know I said I was going to read the descriptions of these books, but the cover is giving romance novel that I won't like, so we're going to move past that. And then the mystery, which is a Barnes & Noble, a book of the month exclusive, because it's not out until April 22nd. Every Sweet Thing is Bitter. Interesting. 13 years ago, she almost killed her mother. Now she's trying to save her. But is it already too late? 13 years ago, Providence Bird threw the family car in reverse and ran over her mother. Even though her mother survived, that single instant of teenage madness made Providence a felon and irrevocably altered her life. When her mother disappears years later under suspicious circumstances, Providence tells herself that returning home is her chance to find closure after a prolonged estrangement from her family. Never mind that this is only half the truth. Abusive father. Oh, this sounds like it could be good. Hi, Ren. Ren brought me his ball. Then there's a contemporary fiction called The Griffin Sisters' Greatest Hit. The short synopsis is life-shattering fame, forbidden love, and a contentious relationship between pop star sisters. What could go wrong? There's a love triangle. Y2K. Basically, this sounds like it's about two sisters were in a band, the Griffin Sisters, and like had a year of like crazy success, and then the band just like broke up. The one who disappeared starts finding out the truth behind their breakup. That sounds like it could be good, but I don't know if I want to pick that book. And then historical fiction, 6 Days in Bombay. I'm not a big historical fiction person. This might be good, but I already have one historical fiction that I want to read, so I think I'm gonna pause on this. So I think I'm between the mystery and the literary fiction. Would it be crazy to do both? Would it be I don't think it's crazy to do both. But we're gonna do 2 this month. It's a little wild. That's a lot of panting, bud. Check out. We were going to talk April TBR, but then Ren started sprinting around the apartment, and so now we're gonna go to the dog park really quick, and then hopefully there will still be enough daylight to go over what books I plan to read. Do you wanna go to the dog park? Do you wanna go to the dog park? I wanted to do an April TBR, like a TBR jar or some sort of like something like that to pick a TBR for April. But then I was going through and I was looking at the books that I had, and I was like, wait, I want to read this, in this order. And so I kind of just came up with my April TBR, but we're gonna go through it. Start with what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Catching Fire. I'm about 30% done. I started this today. So I'm gonna finish Catching Fire. I'm gonna read Mockingjay. I've read both of these already. These are rereads. But I read the first Hunger Games, we watched the movie, so I'll read this one, we'll watch the movie, and then I'm going to read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have not read this book yet. I did see the movie. I do hate snakes. I also felt like the movie was more gory than the other Hunger Games movies. So we'll see how the book is, but I really, really hate snakes. And then I will finally read Sunrise on the Reaping. I have not read it yet. I honestly don't know much about it other than like it's Haymitch's story. It's the 50th Hunger Games, so it's a quarter quell. And then we know from the other Hunger Games books that the quarter quell, it was like double the tribute. So that's really all I know. I know nothing else, and I don't want to know anything else. I have been dodging spoilers for this book like my life depends on it. The most I saw was like Larry posted a couple quotes, but it wasn't really spoilers, and I think she deleted it, so I don't even know what it said anymore. So the next book I'm gonna read is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is for one of my book clubs this month. A local bookstore near me hosts this book club every other month. It's not the bookstore's book club, they do have their own, but it's like some lady hosts her book club there. Anyway, I went to it 2 months ago, and it was The Graham Effect, and this month it is Hooked. But the bookstore is super cute, it's super fun, because half of it's a bookstore and half of it's a bar. So we have the club meeting on the bar half, so everyone gets drinks and talk about the book. And Ren is just spinning in circles. That was so many circles before he laid down. I don't know much about this book. It's definitely a different type of book than I would normally read. It is considered dark contemporary romance. It's a standalone book in the Never After series, which is a series where like the villains in fairy tales and like Disney type stories end up with the happy ever after. So I assume it'll be about Captain Hook, hence the name Hook, and like Peter Pan and like all that, and then Captain Hook will have a happy ending. I don't know, I have it on Audible, and it's also a Kindle Unlimited book, so I'll probably listen and read. I have about 2 weeks until I have to finish that, so we've got plenty of time. The next book that I have on my TBR is another book club book, and it's called Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. It is for Soph Mosca's book club on Fable. I've wanted to read a Riley Sager book for a while, and I haven't loved the two other choices that Soph has had for her book club, but I'm really excited to read this one and be able to join in on the chat at the end of the month. The Fable description of Home Before Dark says, a woman returns to the house made famous by her father's best-selling horror memoir. Is the place really haunted by evil forces, as her father claimed, or are there more earthbound and dangerous secrets hidden in its walls? And it takes place in Vermont. Alexa, play Homesick by Noah Kahan. Because I grew up in New England. What was I saying? Oh, it takes place in Vermont, I'm pretty sure. I'm honestly not sure if I'll like this book because I'm not really a horror fan. That's like the one genre of book that I like fully steer away from. But I've wanted to read a Riley Sager book for a while, and it also like talks about maybe more earthbound forces, so like hopefully it's a little bit more on the mystery side of the mystery horror. But we'll find out. I'll give it a shot, and if it starts getting scary, then I'll just probably not sleep at night and stop reading the book. Next is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I bought this book last month, and I read the first chapter last month when I was trying to decide between this and Beartown, and I honestly just chose Beartown because of how massive this book was, and I didn't feel like I could commit to the bit. But the first chapter, the writing, like I was so drawn in. I'm so excited to read this book. It's a historical fiction, which is not something I normally read, but it's in like the World War II era, like it talks about World War II, and I find that period of history just so fascinating, and I enjoy reading about it. So I think this will be really good, and I've heard so many good things about Kristen Hanna, and like the first chapter that I read of hers, of this book, just sucked me right in. Like I was so drawn to the writing style, and like I'm very curious what happened with these characters. It's about two sisters, and it sounds like they have like different like ideologies and like different things going on in their life. It takes place in France, I think, but maybe also Germany. I'm not entirely sure, but it follows the two sisters, and I think it flashes back between like present time and past time, but like mostly is in the World War II time frame, with just like a little bit of snippets of the future, and I'm so excited to finally read a Kristen Hanna book. The next book is another book on my physical TBR. This book has been on my TBR for a while, and then I recently bought the physical copy, but by recently I mean like a couple months ago bought the physical copy. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I've seen this book a lot of places. I still don't really know what it's about. The back, it doesn't say much, it's just this section here. Basically all I've gathered is it takes place in a New England college. Alexa, play Homesick. No, I'm kidding. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Okay, and their search for the transcendent leads them down a dangerous path beyond human constructs of morality. Like, tell me that doesn't sound interesting. So I'm very excited to read this book, but I keep thinking I'm gonna read it like next, and then I haven't read it yet. So hopefully I get to this month. I'm really gonna make an effort to. I love the cover. I just think it's so pretty. I think it reminds me of like the composition notebooks that like we definitely used in like middle and high school that had like the tape on the side. And I feel like this book cover reminds me of that a bit, but that really has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, so hopefully I get to this month. I'm gonna make a real goal to do that. And oh, there's a bookmark in this one. Okay. Lastly, this book has also been on my TBR for a while, and my physical TBR for a while. I picked this book up the first time when I was in Virginia for work, and I didn't end up buying it because I ended up buying the Half-Blood series. What is that series actually called? It's the Covenant series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I ended up buying the first book, and I think I bought a second book, but I didn't buy this one. And then I picked it up again at Barnes like a couple months later, and then I finally picked it up again and I bought it. And I, first of all, love the cover, love the title. Did I say what this book is called? It's called Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holm. It is about a school for murderers, except they don't call themselves murderers, they call themselves deletists, and I just think that's funny. It kind of gives How to Get Away with Murder vibe, where like instead of being a class, it's a school, and it actually teaches you how to murder people and like get away with it. And it sounds like there's 3 main characters, and they each have like horrible past employers, so they go to this school to learn how to be deletists and delete their past employers. But the bookmark was in there because I did read the dedication, and I think it's really funny. It says, "To the unknown deletist, long may you never receive the credit you so richly deserve." And I think that's a great way to start the book. I keep bringing this book with me to work to like, if when I'm close to the end of whatever book I'm reading, so that way if I need to start a new book on lunch, I can. And I just have yet to start it. I also think it's kind of funny to just have a book called Murder Your Employer sitting on my desk at work. I don't know how my employer feels about that, but I think it could be funny. I think it could be like a funny murder. I don't know if it's really mystery, but just kind of like, oh, it is classified as a mystery on Goodreads. It's mystery, fiction, thriller, humor. And then I already can't remember what my book of the month books are, as if I didn't pick them yesterday. But they'll be here soon, so maybe we'll get to unbox them in this video, because that would be fun. I got 2, which is crazy. This is my April TBR. We'll see how well I stick to it at the end of the month. If anyone has any good recommendations, please let me know. And happy April reading. Okay, so we're going to a concert tonight. It's to see Molly Grace. She sings the song Femme. Fabulous, enticing, magnetic, magical, everything. I just totally butchered those words, but you get the point. And I don't know what to wear. I still have on what I wore to work today. But it's not really the vibe. But I don't know if I have anything that is the vibe. Like the only thing of color I have is that bathing suit top. So here's the fit. It's a bathing suit top. night we went and we got some tacos and margaritas, and that's in the same building as the concert. And then we went over to the concert, and it was so much fun. Like, I haven't been to that small of a venue in like many years, and the opener, she was so good, and I got a little friendship bracelet from her. And then Molly Grace went on, and she's just incredible. Like, her voice, she's so good, and the energy, so good. It was just such a fun, like, such a good night. I'm so tired. I don't have words right now. My book of the month book came. I don't even know if I'm in the frame. I've never gotten two before. This is so exciting. Oh, this book is a lot shorter than I thought it was. Got The Sun Was Electric Light. Oh my god, it's like 200 pages. I'm not mad at that. I really like the cover. Oh my god, it's a bed it's pillows and sheet. I didn't put that together for a while. I've been trying to figure out what this cover was for a while. It's a pillow. That's a pillow. That's a blanket. And then book 2. Every Sweet Thing is Bitter. My coworker and I, without speaking, pick the same book every single month. And she picked this book, and she texted me and she's like, I picked this book. And I was like, oh my god, I already ordered that book. So, wait, that's so pretty. I love this. That's gorgeous. The massive trigger warnings at the beginning of this book. It says, I'll hold your spot. Nothing will beat the one, what did it say? Climax every time or something like that. Anyway, here are my 2 book of the month books. I am both equally scared and excited for both of them. Asleep reading. However, some exciting things are going on right now. We stopped at Barnes & Noble before we went grocery shopping because I saw that they had Sunrise and the Reaping in stock, so I finally got that. And then also I got Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. It's the second book after Beartown, so that's fun. Also, they're both purple. It's really pretty. I love it. And then my package arrived, and we're gonna try to figure out how to open this box. Tear and pull to open. Yeah, I can do that. Dun, 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 dun. The Hunger Games. The fun fancy covers are fun and fancy, but I just love the original. So good. And then I haven't read this yet, so here is my book haul of the day. Now let's get reading.